So you already have quite a bit of success under your belt when you apply. Had been the first year you had applied?
I applied for season 8.
Okay.
Never heard anything, thank you very much. And then applied for season 9 and got asked to do the psych evaluation.
Okay.
Which apparently I passed.
Good news, I guess. I don't know how that happened.
It was quite the surprise, I assure you. And then, so I flew back. I was flying back and forth from Boston to spending a lot of time in Boston at the time. And I think I landed at Heathrow and I was jet lagged off my ass. I got a call at like midnight, which was 4 o'clock in the afternoon in LA, and they said, congratulations. I was like, oh, okay, and then I said, wait, huh, what? What did you just say? Could you say that again?
Right.
And they said, congratulations, you're in season 9. And I just started screaming, and car alarms went off. My husband woke up, the dog started barking, and then the adventure began, Johnny
I know,
McGovern.
so what did you have to, how long did you have, like 2 weeks to prep?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah,
and so now you made a lot of your stuff yourself?
I made everything that I wore on the show. Actually, I made everything that I brought with me as well. But some things, because they give you this long-ass list.
Right.
And some things you think, okay, well, I can wear, I've got that. And, I made a bunch of things, stockpiled them and never shown them on Instagram or Facebook. I never wore them in shows so that they would be a revelation.
Right.
And so when I saw the list, I thought I could wear that one, that one, that one. But then there were things like Hometown and The Pilgrim and then White Party and Sexy Unicorn or whatever. So the list was, and then at the last minute we were given the Lady Gaga. I think maybe we had 10 days notice on the Lady Gaga.
Now that one you were like, oh, I got this, bitch. I got Lady Gaga right in my closet.
I didn't. I did have to make it because they wanted us to choose which one we wanted to do, and then they wanted to make sure nobody was doing the double thing because they didn't want the Madonna kimono gate to happen again. So they made sure that we were all doing different versions of Gaga. So I think I had to submit my two or three favorite, and they chose the white one, I think. Or I said it was my top pick. Nobody else picked it. And so then I had to run to the fabric store and buy the fabric and make it. I think I gave myself, I had just under a day for each of the things I made.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive, because you really did slay the runway. Didn't you, Lady Red?
Thank you very much.
Girl, let me say something. Miss Charlie Hides is one of those girls you think she's just going to sit in the corner. But before you know, this bitch is on the runway just looking spectacular, old ass.
Oh, that was sort of a compliment, I think.
Well, I'll take it.
You always get a backhand from me.
Because you really did slay those looks. You always look really beautiful, pulled together, and very cunt on that runway.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of how well I did on the runway. And I think I got all toots from those other two girls over at that other show.
Oh yes, God bless. Yeah, that's good. Now, so you get there, you're probably going to be the oldest.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
Yeah, but
well, I know they'll only they'll only have like one big girl from the South,
right?
And, that sort of thing.
All the different archetypes that they get together.
Exactly. I was surprised to see 3 girls from New York. That was a bit of a. But yeah, I was pretty sure I'd be the oldest.
And how was the energy when you first got into the workroom and that whole first group of the time?
Well, when I saw how young Pheromone and Valentina were, I've only been doing drag 15 minutes. I thought this is not Drag Race, this is Toddlers and Tiaras. These, Aja looked like a sperm in a dress. He was so young, so young. But everyone was friendly, and it was great to see Peppermint because I knew Peppermint. Peppermint was the only one that I had met before.
Where did you meet her? Through work or drag work? Or?
She's obviously really close with Sherry Vine. I've known Sherry Vine, and I've done a lot of Atlantis cruises together.
Oh, okay.
And so Peppermint and Sherry, I think, were in London doing a show, and they came to see me at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern. Oh no, it was Joey Arias and Peppermint.
Oh, nice.
I could be totally wrong. But yeah, Peppermint came to see my show at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern.
You knew her, so it felt. And she was a little closer on that edge of the spectrum of age.
Yeah, and just incredible. I mean, she's got such a friendly face.
Yes, she does.
So that put me at ease.
That's good.
Yeah.
So now, you said when you got there, you were already jet lagged, and then the competition began, and you started to get less and less sleep that you wished you had brought sleeping pills with you.
Yeah, that was my tactical error. I didn't bring sleeping pills. I mean, that's fine. I can deal a couple of nights without sleep.
Right, right.
But those were, there were long days, and it started getting more challenging. But it wasn't so much the not getting sleep as when I cracked my rib during the cheerleading, then I really couldn't sleep because every time I rolled over, there was like a knife in my rib. So that wasn't fun. But like I said, I can go 2, 3, 4 days on an hour or two sleep.
Yeah.
But after a while, I was hallucinating, and Eureka looked friendly, and Aja looked exactly like her Facetune pictures. It was all. You wanted me to go there.
Oh no!
Don't pretend you don't want me to.
There it is. Now let's talk about that cheerleading challenge. You got hurt. You cracked the rib.
Yeah.
Did you tell anybody you cracked the rib?
Not at first. Not at first. I was just, the thing is, being the oldest, okay, so we had already done the Gaga episode. We had already done a couple of days of rehearsing for the cheerleading, and it wasn't until the day we were actually filming the cheerleading, because I'd had to lift Hey Qween, who's half my age. I had to lift him not 20 times, but like 30 or 40 times. And so when I felt it go, I cracked the same rib twice before.
Oh boy!
So I sort of knew. But the thing is, I didn't want people to know I'm British, darling. You know the scene in Monty Python, Her Search of the Holy Grail, where the knight is like he gets his arms cut off, then his legs cut off, and he says merely a flesh wound.
Right. He's like, everything's fine.
Merely a flesh wound.
No problem. Keep
but
it going.
I didn't want those bitches to know that that I was struggling, because they'll cull the weakest from the pack.
Right.
So I just figured, just shut up about it, keep going, get to the weekend, get a good night's, get sleep over the weekend. That was sort of my strategy. Don't whinge, don't moan, don't, just keep going. And so but then when it came to the lingerie and they actually saw me duct tape, because I'd been duct taping my ribs privately.
Oh, honey.
I was duct taping, and they, I think it was Cynthia and Nina. The girl, what are you doing? I was duct taping my ribs. And then I talked about it on the runway, because anything that happens in the workroom when there's a camera and a mic on, they know.
Right.
The producers know. So like when one of the judges said, Charlie looks like he's sleepwalking, and another one, he looks like he's dead behind the eyes. They knew I was dead behind the eyes.
Right.
They knew I was sleepwalking, And so one of the judges asked me about, why aren't you wearing a corset? I was standing beside Peppermint and Eureka, and they're asking me, who was 10 pounds thinner than this, why I didn't have a corset on.
Wow.
Which was sizist, Johnny McGovern.
Oh, it was. How dare.
I know. But they knew, they knew that they'd watch me in, duct taping my ribs. So I just said, and I didn't think that I was in the bottom two, because I saw what Peppermint was wearing. And I thought, there's no way it's not her and Trinity in the bottom two. So I just said, yeah, I've cracked my rib, and that's why I'm not wearing a corset. And I thought, have another glass of wine in the untucked lounge, because you saved Charlie.
Right.
Because look at what Peppermint's wearing.
And then you get out there, you find out you're in the bottom two, and what's going through your head?
What went through my head at that point, because remember, it's a long day.
Yeah.
It's a very long day. There'd already been a break. There'd already been dinner and everything. And my rib was it was killing me.
Oh.
It was just killing me. And I just knew you're in pain. Because just walking, every time you take a deep breath and inhale, it's like getting a knife in. So when I walked through, I was like this, just walking in pain. And I knew there's no way you can really dance. So the thought that went through my head, just give authentic Britney 2007. You were dressed like a slut, lip sync badly, and you're dead behind the eyes. That is perfect vintage Britney.
Right.
And I thought, there's no reason I can't slay that. That thought went through one of the thoughts, because everything moves in slow motion.
Right.
The thought was, I know Trinity is going to be doing cartwheels and flying off the rafters. And so one of the thoughts that went through my head was, don't compete with Trinity, compete with Tammy Brown.
Okay, just be weird.
Well, just be as immobile. And then the other thing that went through my head was, well, okay, what is this? Because I knew I wasn't going to be able to really move very much. And the thought did go through my head, if you take you're capable of taking 2 steps to the left and 2 steps to the right, and walking a little bit. But anything beyond that, I knew I wasn't capable of, and I thought if I do that, I'm just going to look lame.
Right.
So I just thought, stay put, don't move, and do as little as possible, and then try to sell the song from the point of view, because the song is about masturbation.
Yeah, like every Britney
It's,
song.
I want to go, oh. That's what it's about. So I just thought I would, and
There was a very light pussy petting
yeah,
going on.
but then
Very
another
light.
thought that went through my head is, my 89-year-old parents are going to be watching this,
Right.
and I can't get down on the ground and roll around like Madonna, doing like a virgin, feigning masturbation.